Thank you. I'm glad Mr. Himes brought up the state and local tax deductions. He had 2 opportunities recently to fight to reinstate those tax deductions for the people of southwestern Connecticut, and he didn't do it. But here, during my campaign, I've spent a great deal of time in our cities and towns, and I've seen firsthand the devastation that Mr. Himes' failed leadership has caused. While Jim's been focused on doing the bidding of his party leaders, our bridges and roads have been neglected. Public housing for the elderly and disabled is in disrepair. Residents are often even held hostage in their apartments because of broken elevators at the Stratfield House in Bridgeport. And I've talked to the homeless individuals who gather every weekend under the John Street Bridge just to get a hot meal from caring volunteers. Connecticut is dead last in getting our taxpayers back from Washington. In fact, we were the lowest recipient of COVID relief funding in the country. Jim has squandered his 14 years in office and lost his ability to work with anyone who doesn't agree with him. Just look at his Twitter feed. His votes have resulted in out-of-control inflation, rising crime, fentanyl deaths, and energy dependence on our enemies. During my 10 years as Darien's first selectman, through hurricanes, floods, and a global pandemic, Jim Himes never once reached out to me to see if we were okay. Not once. It's time for real change. I'm a leader who understands how the economy works and will focus on bringing good-paying jobs and more of your hard-earned money back here. Receiving the independent party nomination reflects my record of working across the aisle and my willingness to stand up to my party when you need me to. It's time to elect a Congresswoman who will be a champion for our children, our families, and our small businesses. I'll prioritize great education, the health of our children, safe streets, and a strong and secure nation. As a woman and a mother, I actually know what a woman is and why it's so important to protect women's rights in the doctor's office, the locker room, and the boardroom. Positive change will never happen by electing the same person and expecting a different result.
Ms. Stevenson, if I could interrupt, because we're now over time, and I want to be fair and ensure that each of you have gotten it. Thank you both. Thank you for watching Connecticut Public and the League of Women Voters of Connecticut's debate series.